Welcome to Silent Confessions.
They say you can pinpoint the exact moment your life splits into before and after. For some people, it's a car accident. For others, it's a diagnosis, a proposal, a death. For me, it was a ping, one notification, one little sound on a Friday night in October, and the entire architecture of my world, 18 years of carefully constructed, us against them, cracked right down the middle. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To understand how a single text message could destroy me, you need to understand what my life looked like before that sound. You need to understand the golden cage. Picture this. It's a Friday night, sometime around 7:30. Most 17-year-olds are out at football games, house parties, maybe working their shift at Target or Starbucks, complaining about their managers and saving up for prom dresses or concert tickets. Not me. I'm in our living room, this small, cream-coloured space that always smelled like vanilla candles and fabric softener. My mum, Sarah, is in the kitchen, and I can hear the pop, pop, pop of kernels exploding in the pot on the stove. Not microwave popcorn. Never microwave. Mum made it the old-fashioned way, with real butter that she'd melt in a saucepan, and then she'd drizzle it over the top with this theatrical flair, like she was a chef at some 5-star restaurant. Pause. Voice softens with nostalgic ache. God, I can still smell it. That specific combination of butter, salt, and the apple cinnamon candle she always lit on Fridays. That smell meant safety. It meant the week was over. It meant it was just us. Mum would come out of the kitchen carrying this giant metal bowl, the one with the dent on the side from when I dropped it when I was 12, and she'd settle into her corner of the couch. Always the left side. Always with her legs tucked under her, wearing those grey leggings and an oversized sweatshirt that said Mama Bear across the chest. And I'd take my spot on the right side, and we'd scroll through the movie options. We had this system, this back and forth debate, that felt like a dance we'd perfected over years. Dirty Dancing, she'd suggest. Mum, we've seen it 17 times. Exactly. Lucky number. Laughing. I'd roll my eyes, but I'd always give in. Because the movie didn't really matter. What mattered was the ritual. What mattered was the moment. About 40 minutes in, when she'd reach over and grab my hand and squeeze it 3 times. I love you. And I'd squeeze back. I love you too. That was our language, our code. But the most important part, the part that I didn't realise was slowly building a prison around me, came right before the credits rolled. Mum would pause the movie, turn to face me completely, her eyes getting that intense, glassy look that made her seem like she was about to cry, even though she was smiling. Gina, she'd say, every single Friday, like it was the first time. Men come and go. Your father proved that. Friends, co-workers, neighbours, they all leave eventually. But you and me, we're forever. You're the only one who will never break my heart. And she'd wait. She'd wait for me to repeat it back to her. You and me forever, Mum. When you're 7, hearing that makes you feel special. Chosen. Like you're part of some sacred club that no one else can join. When you're 12, it makes you feel important, like you have a purpose that other kids don't understand. They're worried about stupid things like crushes and cafeteria drama. But you're your mother's entire world. But when you're 17, when you're sitting on that same couch, holding that same hand, repeating that same phrase, it starts to feel like a contract. A contract you never agreed to sign but somehow you're locked into for life. I need you to understand something. Sarah, my mum, she wasn't a Disney villain. She didn't lock me in a tower, or beat me, or scream at me. If anything, she was too loving, too present, too there. Every other kid at Liberty High School had a driver's license by 16. Not me. When I brought up driver's ed sophomore year, Mum's face went pale, like I'd suggested skydiving without a parachute. Gina, do you know how many teenagers die in car accidents every year? She said, pulling up statistics on her phone that I'm pretty sure she'd already memorized. 16,000. 16,000 families destroyed because some kid thought they were invincible. But Mom, everyone, I'm not everyone's mother. I'm yours. And I'm not going to lose you because you want to keep up with kids who don't have anyone who cares about them the way I care about you. See what she did there? She turned my desire for independence into proof that I didn't appreciate her love. And because I was 16 and still operating under the belief that my mother was the only person who would ever truly love me, I backed down. No driver's license, which meant no car, which meant I was dependent on her for every single trip to school, every friend's house, except I didn't really have friends close enough to visit. Because how do you build friendships when your mum is always times their asterisk, hovering at pickup, texting every 30 minutes, making every friend feel like they're under surveillance? Junior year, I tried again. There was this bakery downtown, Sweet Crumb, and they had a help wanted sign in the window. I'd walked past it with Mum one Saturday, and I'd mentioned casually, like it was no big deal, that I thought it might be fun to work there, make some money, save up for college. Mum stopped walking. Right there, on the sidewalk, in front of the hardware store, she stopped and turned to me. "Why would you want to do that?" she asked, and her voice had this edge to it. Not anger, something worse, hurt. I just thought, you want to spend your afternoons serving strangers, standing on your feet for hours, smelling like grease and sugar, getting ordered around by some 22-year-old manager who doesn't even know your name. You want that instead of being home with me. Mum, it's not about, I provide everything you need, Gina. Everything. You have a roof over your head, food in your stomach, clothes on your back. You think you need money? For what? I buy you everything you ask for. Do you know how many mothers would kill to be able to spend this much time with their daughters before they leave for college? Voice drops to bitter realization. And there it was, the unspoken threat. Before they leave for college. She said it like it was a betrayal. Like me, growing up was something I was doing to her. So no job, which meant no money, which meant no bank account, because what was the point of a bank account with $0 in it? By the time I turned 17, I was the only girl in my entire grade who didn't have a debit card. The only one who couldn't Venmo people for pizza or chip in for group birthday gifts. I had to ask Mum for cash every single time, and every single time, she'd ask me what it was for. And if she didn't approve, if she thought I was spending too much time with a particular friend, or if she was in a bad mood, she'd say no. And I'd have to sit there, watching everyone else live their lives, while I was trapped in this bubble of financial dependency that she'd created. I was 17 years old. Legally, I was still a child. But emotionally, I'd been my mother's entire support system since I could talk. I was her therapist, her best friend, her date to every movie, every dinner, every moment of her life. And I didn't realize until much, much later that this wasn't love. It was enmeshment. October 13th, a Friday, 6 weeks before my 18th birthday. We're on the couch. Same spots, same butter-drizzled popcorn, same vanilla candle smell. We're watching You've Got Mail, one of Mum's favourites because she loves the whole enemies to lovers thing. And she always cries at the end when Tom Hanks shows up at the garden. We're about halfway through. Meg Ryan just walked into the bookstore for the first time. And then, ping. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. Just a notification. The kind of sound that happens 100 times a day on most people's phones. But not my mum's phone. See, my mum had this thing about phones during our Friday nights. She'd put hers face down on the coffee table, screen against the wood, like she was making some grand statement about being present. She'd even lecture me if I checked mine. We have 6 days a week to deal with the world, Gina. Can't we have one night where it's just us? But that night, that Friday, the phone pinged. And instead of ignoring it, instead of rolling her eyes and making some comment about the audacity of people interrupting our time, she picked it up. And she smiled. Not a polite smile. Not an "oh, that's nice" smile. A real smile. The kind of smile I hadn't seen on her face in, I don't even know how long. Her whole face lit up. Her eyes got soft. She bit her bottom lip, like she was trying to stop herself from grinning too wide. "Who is it?" I asked. "Oh, just a friend from work," she said, still looking at the screen. "What friend? You don't really talk about anyone from work." She glanced up at me, and for just a second, there was something in her expression I'd never seen before. Something that made my stomach twist. Annoyance. Not at the person texting her. At me for asking. "It's no one, Gina. Don't worry about it." She texted back. Fast. Her thumbs moving across the screen like she'd been waiting for this message all day. Then another ping. She laughed, actually laughed, at whatever he said. "Mum." She didn't look up. "The movie." "Right. Sorry." She put the phone down. Face up this time. And I tried to go back to watching Meg Ryan navigate her bookstore crisis, but I couldn't focus. Because every 3 minutes, the phone would light up with another message. And every time, Mum's eyes would flick over to it. By the time the credits rolled, she didn't do the hand squeeze. She didn't say the line. She just stood up, grabbed the popcorn bowl, and said, "I'm tired tonight, honey. I think I'm going to head to bed early." I sat there on the couch, alone, watching her disappear down the hallway. And for the first time in my entire life, I felt like I didn't exist. His name was Marcus. I found that out 2 days later, when she told me not told me, announced to me that she'd met someone. She said it like it was the most natural thing in the world, like I should have been expecting it. "Gina, I want you to meet someone," she said on Sunday morning, standing in the kitchen doorway with her coffee mug and a smile that looked rehearsed. "Who?" "A man I've been talking to. His name is Marcus. He's a lifestyle coach. He helps people unlock their full potential. And, sweetie, he's really helped me realize that I've been living in a box for too long." "A box?" "Yes, a box. I've spent 18 years being mum, and I love being your mum, but I need to be Sarah again. I need to remember who I was before all of this. Before all of this. Before me." She didn't say it, but I heard it. Marcus came over for dinner that Wednesday. He showed up in a black Audi, wearing a tailored grey suit even though it was a casual Wednesday night. He smelled like sandalwood and mint. And when he shook my hand, his grip was firm, practiced, like he'd taken a seminar on how to make a great first impression. "Gina," he said, smiling with teeth so white they almost looked fake. "Your mum has told me so much about you. You're clearly the light of her life." I should have felt flattered. Instead, I felt like I was being studied, like he was cataloguing me, filing me away as obstacle or ally. Dinner was awkward. Mum had made lasagna my favourite, but she barely looked at me. All her attention was on Marcus. She laughed at his jokes, touched his arm, leaned in when he talked about his clients and his philosophy on radical self-empowerment. At one point, he looked at me and said, "So Gina, your mum tells me you're about to turn 18. Big year. What's the plan? College? Gap year? Backpacking through Europe?" I glanced at Mum. She was smiling, but it didn't reach her eyes. "I don't know yet," I said quietly. "I'm still figuring it out." "Well, figuring it out is half the battle," Marcus said, cutting into his lasagna. "But you know what I always tell my clients? The longer you wait to take control of your life, the harder it gets. You're young. You have time. But time runs out if you don't use it." Mum nodded along like he was some kind of prophet. I wanted to disappear. After that night, everything changed. Not all at once. Not with some big dramatic explosion. It was like watching a plant die. Slowly. One wilted leaf at a time. Friday movie night stopped. The first week after Marcus, Mum said she had plans. She didn't elaborate. The second week, she didn't even mention it. By the third week, I stopped expecting it. The popcorn pot sat unused on the stove. The vanilla candles stayed unlit. Mum started dressing differently. The Mama Bear sweatshirts disappeared, replaced by tight black dresses and heels that made sharp click, click, click sounds on the hardwood floor when she walked. She started wearing makeup every day, red lipstick, smoky eyeshadow, perfume that smelled expensive and unfamiliar. She wasn't trying to look good for herself. She was trying to erase the version of herself that I knew. And Marcus? He was over constantly. At first, it was just dinners. Then it was weekends. Then he had a toothbrush in the bathroom. Then half the closet in her bedroom. I felt like a ghost in my own house. One night, I think it was early November, I came downstairs to grab water, and I heard them in the living room, talking. I stopped on the stairs. just out of sight. Marcus's voice was low, smooth, persuasive. Sarah, you're one of the most vibrant women I've ever met. But you've spent so much of your life giving everything to someone else. Don't you think it's time you had your turn? I worry, Mum said quietly. She's still so young. She's about to be 18, legally, an adult. And honestly, the kindest thing you can do for her is teach her independence. You've done your job. You've been an incredible mother. But the longer you hold on, the harder it's going to be for both of you. Silence. Then Mum's voice. Quieter now, almost guilty. You're right. You're right. I went back to my room without getting the water. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and for the first time, I let myself think, the thought I'd been avoiding for weeks. She's going to leave me. No, worse, she's going to make me leave. I turned 18 on December 12th. There were no balloons, no cake, no happy birthday sung off key in the kitchen, just 3 cardboard boxes on the kitchen island, and a folder. But I'll tell you about that next time. Because the day I became an adult, that was the day I stopped being my mother's daughter and started being her burden.
Hope you enjoyed the story, and please like, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. And next episode coming soon, stay tuned.